Okay, I just recorded a whole other version of that, and my mic, for whatever reason, wasn't on. I'm just gonna leave the OBS shit so I can see myself and see what's going on. Welcome to GTA 6 trailer review of the Netflix gameplay trailer. Okay, first off, I'm gonna start off by saying the first thing that I notice about the game is that you are stuck with this. It seems like the dynamic, the whole Bonnie and Clyde bullshit is not, that was real. You are forced, they have shoehorned this chick into everything, okay? So whether or not her performance or her like voice lines are going to be good or not is going to determine whether you're going to be cool, hey, this is cool, this is interesting, or she's going to become fucking annoying. And I think that creative choice alone is gonna a lot of people are not going to like it, because you can't get rid of her. Can you break up with her, right? Do you have to do every, like, imagine no mafioso, no mafia dude, no cartel dude, no serious criminal is like bringing his fucking wife everywhere with him. Not just everywhere with him, any guy doesn't even do that, but on every fucking job you bring your wife. Hey guys, we're planning this bank robbery, you know I'm gonna bring my wife, because she's really good at this. She's actually a really good driver, she'd be great for this. Everyone, all your buddies would look at each other and fucking whack you. You know what I mean? They get rid of you if you were. That's some simp behavior. So let's just start there. Beginning of the trailer starts, and the Jason and the girl Lucia are walking up to a trap house. Essentially, they're walking up to a. Here, let me just do. What's this one? Yeah, let's just do this one. Fuck it. We'll just do this camera. Close this one. All right, so in the beginning of the trailer, you're walking up to and I'm watching it down here on my phone because I can't show, because you're gonna copyright me. You're walking up to a trap house. There's a bunch of black dudes, hood black dudes, and they're guarding it outside. You say, hey, I'm here to pick up some work from this dude named Booby or whatever is his name. Okay, and they go, okay. So you go, and this is the first thing. Again, this is the beginning of the trailer. This is what I'm thinking about as I'm watching it. I grew up in LA, grew up around grew up around gang culture. And a big fan of like mafioso stuff, always watching documentaries and shit, right? The first thing I thought of is the Jason character is supposed to be ex-military. Why the fuck would you bring your girlfriend into such a dangerous place full of gangsters with guns? That's the first thing I thought about. Like, really? You don't bring a buddy? I can see you bring a buddy who's like a Marine as backup, or he's a gangster. You bring your girlfriend into this situation, and you find out that they're there to do a coke deal, right? So let me just go ahead and play it. So you go through, you go through the front door. They go, okay, you go in. You go talk to another guy. It's a fat guy, fat Rick Ross looking dude, and he's like, it's not Rick Ross, but it's fat black dude with tattoos, who's like standing in front of the elevator. He takes you on the elevator. You go up. It's basically this whole apartment building. This whole project is one operation. They go down this hall, go to the right. So you and the chick go down. You knock on the door. It's like one of those like old time speakeasy doors, metal doors. You slide the little slit. And they let you in. Also, by the way, if you liked Red Dead Redemption 2, you probably will like a lot of what this game has to offer. And the reason why I say that is the UI, the UI and stuff like that is directly copy and pasted from Red Dead Redemption 2, down to which I kind of liked in Red Dead, which is like the interaction thing. So you can talk to people, you can say, you can, what is it? It's like positive, negative, rob them, whatever. There's like a little portion in the bottom, and I'll show you. Let me pull that up just so I can show you. I did it in the other fucking one, but Red Dead, yeah, interaction right here. So let me pull this video up. It's just so I can show you a visual aid of what I'm talking about. Okay, let me pause it. All right, let me go here. Display. Okay, so right here, bottom right hand of the corner, you see how it's like rob, greet, antagonize, etc. It's exactly the same shit that's in I have so many tabs open. It's exactly the same shit that's in GTA 6, right? So that is interesting if they use it to its full potential, but we'll have to see. In Red Dead, it was very shallow, but it made it cool. And beyond what Red Dead did that made it interesting was that it led towards like your alignment, or like your, what do you call it, your like your reputation. You could be a black hat or white hat, like good or bad, basically. Okay, so you're getting on the elevator with the black guy. You go through the door. You meet the plug. Plug's a cool dude, whatever, dreads, tatted up and shit. And you could see that like you're in one apartment, but they've knocked out the walls to like 3 or 4 apartments. So it's this long stretch. People are half naked and they're doing whatever, you know, packaging the coke. And that's when you find out that you're there, because the whole time they're like, oh, we're just here to pick something up. Now you're there to pick up the yayo. Chichi, get the yayo from Scarface. All right, when that happens, the trap lord, the OG, the boss, right? He gets a call from an anonymous number, and he's warning him, hey man, the task force is gonna come. He's like, motherfucker, like I thought we had an arrangement. He's basically saying I have somebody waiting outside your mama house, and he's like, hey man, it is what it is. Just give him something or whatever. Well, all hell breaks loose when the task force shows up. Okay. These aren't regular cops. They're dirty cops. They're fucking. They're not trying to arrest nobody, handcuff nobody. They're smoking all these dudes. Okay, they're just shooting everybody, which leads me to believe that they're going to be one of the main enemies or antagonists, right? There's going to be this evil DEA kind of squad that's dirty, robbing and killing, you know, drug dealers or criminals. Okay, and you grab this little duffel bag that has the coke in it, and you get into a gunfight. Now, in the gunfight, you're trying to fight your way to safety or fight your way from getting arrested. I'm just fast forwarding it with your girlfriend. And the first thing that again, this kind of triggered the common sense in my brain is once he goes, hey Lucia, get down, and she goes, okay, I know, or something like that, right? And you get behind cover and you pull out a pistol and you shoot one dude. The whole time you're kind of like, hey man, stay in cover. You grab a shotgun. The gunplay looks pretty solid. It looks like, you know, an improved version of Red Dead in modern times or whatever. Red Dead's gunplay felt really good. The animations. So hopefully that aspect is going to be good. But again, you're bringing your girlfriend in this dangerous situation. Jason, I think, is ex-military, so he's trained for this. And she's just kind of there, right? This is what I mean, they shoehorned her into the fucking story. It doesn't make sense why you would bring her to this, right? And so you're fighting your way out. You like kick out you go to somebody's, like, it's like his auntie's house, apartment, the trap lord, and you kick out her air conditioner and you hop out the window, okay? Let me just fast forward. So the gunplay looks cool. The cover system looks good. But thematically, it just something is off with the narrative, and that's what I mean. The Bonnie Clyde bullshit, the girlfriend thing, is gonna be make or break, man. It's gonna be make or break. Okay, and then after that, we see you're kind of driving some beat up muscle car you probably stole, and now it starts showcasing the whole. Oh my bad. Right now, they're showing an apartment. I don't know if it's just a girl's apartment. It's both of your apartments. And, it shows you can, like, open the fridge and you can get different drinks out of there, food. It shows, like, the TV system. A lot of the like, in-game kind of, like, what's the word? Like, interaction or kind of, like, almost simulation stuff looks cool. That's a positive, okay? That's a positive. Is that like the whole living thing, that's what GTA needs. GTA is supposed to be a simulation light, a criminal simulation light experience. Meaning, it's supposed to be, this is where I think people they fucked up. It's supposed to be a tiny bit of satire, but mostly engross you and immerse you into the identity of being a criminal. Whether you're like a gang member in San Andreas, you're a mafia dude who's stuck in Miami Vice in the 80s, you're Nico Bellic, who's like a fucking Russian immigrant who's now working in New York, with Russian mob. Like, that's kind of, you're supposed to be believable and be invested in this idea, okay? So it's just showing you like the TV and stuff. You and the girl get dressed, you go out, you hop in a 3 Series, like a 1980s M3, which looks cool, like a retro M3. You can drop the top. The cars look cool. So the cars so far look really cool. The game looks smooth and it looks pretty. And they do hint at, because you drive by a guy who's like on a bridge and he falls off, trying to take a picture. You see road rage. They're kind of trying to hit to that whole, like, open, world thing. You have a scene of like fucking Lucia fighting 3 dudes. Don't get me started on that shit. You see your guy getting in shootouts again, like the random, kind of like Red Dead. You see random people in the wild, you can go up and talk to them, antagonize them, do whatever. There's a scene where they're showing backyard wrestling, which is kind of like a Florida thing. They're seeing random other crews robbing, like, armored trucks. and they're showing like kind of lifestyle stuff. So you and the girl, you get dressed, you go to this rooftop where you're gonna meet an older white guy named Brian and his girlfriend. And okay, so here's another weird thing about, again, like self-insertion. When you get, and I didn't notice this till I'm recording this video. The first time I watched, I didn't notice. In the bottom right hand, when you get to the top of the bar, there's an option to hold R2 to hold hands, right? Again, why the fuck do I care about that in GTA? Why do I care about holding hands? Can I smack her ass? Can I grab her? Like, of course you can't. Of course you can't, because it's some woke shit. That's what I think. Why the fuck do you care about holding hands? What is that? What benefit does that have to do? And again, Lucia is, okay, this is another major thing. In the trailers before, people were like, oh, there's jiggle fizzes her ass. Lucia got nerfed, bro. She ain't got no ass. She is a Latina with no titties, and she has no ass. Now, if Lucia was like a iconic looking character, like a Tomb Raider, like Lara Croft, if she was like any Samus, if she was any beautiful character, I could see why the fantasy of like being in a relationship with her would be interesting. She's mid as fuck. She's mid as fuck, and they're here. Why, holding hands with her? What the fuck is that gonna do for anybody? I don't get that. I don't get why. Imagine the fact that they took the time to program that you could hold hands with this chick. Not giving us more customization options in the game, not giving us more assets to play. And they showcase this shit. They showcase the scene. So that's it. Again, I think the focus on this Bonnie and Clyde shit is I have a feeling that the development time, the mind power, the resources that went into that. I think I guarantee you that other aspects of the open world or the game are going to be lacking, right? Because it's all about priorities, right? I don't think they took 10 years to make this game. Last GTA came out 15 years ago. I don't think that I don't believe that this is a 10 plus year fucking developed game. I think they made this shit in the last, since 2020. If I'm being honest, F that. I think they made this probably in 4 or 5 years, because the fact that a lot of the UI and the systems are copy and pasted directly from Red Dead 2 tells me that. It tells me they didn't make this separately. They made it after Red Dead 2. That's a key. This is why I'm bringing this shit up, dude. The UI, the interaction stuff. The fact that it's exactly the same as Red Dead 2 tells me they made Red Dead 2 first. When did Red Dead 2 come out? Let me see real quick. They made Red Dead 2 first, and then they made this game. Let me just type it in real quick. Red Dead 2 release date. When did it come out? 2018, dude. Okay, 2018. So what's that? 8 years? 8 years ago. All right. So maybe they made this in 5 to 6 years. And that's because they're focused on Red Dead came out, maybe making the online, whatever. All right. So again, going back to the thing, you stop holding hands. You're at this sky bar with this older dude, Brian, and Brian seems like he's going to be your handler / mentor. He's the middleman between your connections and getting you criminal jobs. And they're alluding, and they're showing this thing where you and your girl get arrested or something by the feds, and maybe dirty cops come. But they're alluding that you're either getting framed or that you owe money or something, and that's possibly why you're getting into crime. Okay, so Brian goes. So you're having this thing. Your mentor goes out and he goes, "Hey, I have a job for you tonight." Now, again, this is what I mean by the shoehorned or the thing that doesn't make sense. No, if you're watching Narcos from Netflix, no fucking serious criminal is talking business in front of his girlfriend or his wife. It's just not a thing. There's no point of her being there, right? And so what ends up happening, he goes, "I have a job tonight," and there's this awkward fucking thing because of Jason going, "Well, I could do it." She's like, "Well, I could." Who wants it? He only wants one of you to go, and I don't know. I don't see a prompt where you pick it, so I don't know if you can choose. And it's very awkward. And she goes, "Oh, okay, I'll just go." She's like, "I'm gonna go." So she lets you do it or whatever. And then you and Brian, you go on this patio, you smoke cigars, nice little view, and he gives you a little story about when he was young. You got to know when to get out of the game, basically. Something happened to him when he was Now the voice actor of Brian is a good voice actor. He was in I want to say he was in Better Call Saul. He's been in a few things. If you ever seen Barry, Barry's handler is the same guy. If you go watch the movie, the show Barry. This fat older white guy. It's exactly the same dude. He's a good voice actor. He's a good actor and good voice actor. Now this is another pet peeve, and it's another thing. What I mean by red flag of they made this game quickly after Red Dead, and what was their focus, man? Okay, so after you meet with him, you're showing again. They brought the Red Dead system of using a bandana, of just putting on a bandana and going and hiding your identity. Now in Red Dead Redemption 2, it makes sense because in cowboy days, that's what bandits did. They wore a fucking cowboy hat and they put on a bandana and they robbed the fucking stagecoach or the train. They brought the same copy and pasted system from Red Dead into GTA 6, and it doesn't make sense. It's like you could put on a baseball cap, sunglasses, and maybe like a bandana. But everyone knows in modern time, people use those poo shiesties. They use like a balaclava, a ski mask, a hoodie. No one does this, right? And if you're a 6 foot, because this guy Jason looks pretty tall. He's like over 6 foot tall, 6 foot tall white dude, and you have a short Latina with you, and you're both wearing bandanas. Don't you think sooner or later the cops would be like, we're looking for a 6 foot plus tall white guy and a Latina doing crime? The bandana's not going to save you. Like your demographic, like what you look like, your description, that's how they find people. So usually when they're looking for criminals, they go, we're looking for a tall white male with a Latina accomplice. You know what I mean? Whether you have a mask on or not, if the cops are looking for you and they see that, they're gonna pull you over. So that's like some lazy fucking concept or that they brought into the game. And this is another thing. What I mean, how much fucking time did they put in this bullshit ass story with this Bonnie and Clyde, this cringy what's it called? This cringe fucking relationship. They show you robbing like 5 different fucking stores. Okay, you could do this in Red Dead, but it made sense because there's minimal things to rob, right? You rob the gun store, rob the general store. You could do this in GTA 5, but no one ever really did it, and GTA Online unless you were desperate for money. They show like 5 different fucking liquor stores. Dude, I don't want to rob. Dude, after the 10th one, I'm gonna be over it. And how much money? And this is the thing I mean by who was designing these missions and who was like the consultant, because you're only gonna get a couple $100 out of a register, maybe $1,000 in the drop safe, and you're doing armed robbery like for pennies. It doesn't. So again, this is like a thing of like the people who are coming up with these ideas aren't into the criminal world, aren't into criminal history, you know, of the different eras and different like factions. No one's doing this anymore. No one's robbing liquor stores and like getting away with it in the 2020s. For what, you know? Okay, so then after this, they show you guys driving around. You pick up this guy's car, and you're gonna go do this job. And what turns out to be, you go to the location he wants you to pick him up, and the guy's a bank robber, Latino dude. I think his name's like Raul or some shit. Okay, not only is he a bank robber, he's a solo bank robber. So again, not a lot of thought put into this. Guy goes in there by himself with an AR and robs a bank. Okay, unlikely, but let's just go with it. Okay, there's no way you could fucking watch everybody in a bank by yourself. I'm sorry, unless there's like nobody in the bank. But even then, someone's gonna hit that button. So you park, and Lucia's driving, which also a red flag. Women can't drive. We all know women can't drive for shit. I've been on dates or been with chicks, and for whatever reason they drove, and like they panicked because they couldn't find a fucking parking spot. So I don't think your random girlfriend who's new to being a criminal is gonna be like an amazing getaway driver, dude. Come on, like let's just. So the guy gets in, and he's like, "Hey, drive, get out of here, let's go. It's a bank robbery." And they go, "What?" And he goes, "What do you think I called you for? Like just a regular ride, like an Uber? Like, you know, I need you to go." And so again, the system of pulling up a bandana. So this is how goofy this shit is. So you're in the girl's driving, and the guy, he gets to the back. He goes, "Get in the back. I need you to hold him off." Gives you a gun and turns it into an on-rail thing where like the computer drives and you're just like shooting, right? You're just aiming and shooting. When the bandana thing happens, I've got long hair. Lucia's got a big ass fucking ponytail, okay? But she has a bandana on. That's not disguising your identity, dude. That's not disguising your identity. They're like, it's a Latina with curly hair. Like, again, nobody with a brain came up with these ideas, man. It's just lazy. And again, how hard is it for you to be like, put on your poo shiesty, put on your ski mask? That's it. That's it, dude. Put on your fucking ski mask. And so it's like, this is what they think is realistic to somebody who doesn't live in reality or doesn't understand anything of reality about gang culture, criminality. You're never gonna see somebody do this, let alone do this and get away with it. Like just putting on a bandana. All right, so you're on the on-rail thing. You're shooting. You've got like 4 stars. He's got an AR, and you're shooting out tires. It looks cool. Okay. Again, so Lucia's driving, and then what ends up happening is she like backs up and she cuts into an alley, and there's a cutscene. One thing I didn't notice about this, it seems to be a lot of cutscenes, a lot of voice cutscenes, which again, that's cool if okay, how good is the writing? How good is it gonna feel to be Jason and be with this chick? If it's annoying, if she's bitchy, if it's cringe, you're gonna get sick of all these fucking cutscenes really quick, man. In GTA, usually there's a cutscene when you start the mission, and there's a cutscene maybe at the end. There's like cutscenes in between, in the middle of missions. In the middle of missions. So both in this mission, the getaway mission, and in the very first part they show you when you go into the trap house, there's a cutscene in the middle of the mission. So that is there going to be, hopefully there's an option to skip this shit. And so there's a really good scene right here, and where Lucia's driving and she's like, ugh, and she's talking, complaining like a woman. Ugh, what a shit show. And the guy in the back who's paying him, he goes, you want me to take the wheel? Like, because he's a professional. Dude just robbed the bank by himself. You want me to take the wheel? And she looks back and she's a little nervous. She's scared because they need connections. They need to make money for whatever reason. And she goes, what? No. And I'll just tell you what he says. She goes, what? No. And she looks scared, and he goes, look, you think things always go to plan, huh? He goes, no, mommy. Like, he's a Latin dude. He's like, no. And he basically he's schooling her. You think always go to plan? And she looks scared. He goes, there's always going to be some kind of bullshit. Right? This is what the guy's telling her right now. A professional adapts. Are you a professional, Lucia? Like, he's pressing her. Like, bitch, this isn't a game. And I respect that. He goes, look, dude, because she's this is what women do, complain. She's like, oh, it's a shit show. He's like, no, dude. He's like, you want me to fucking do it? I'll do it. That's pretty realistic. She's like, no. And he's like, dude, this is what it means to be a professional. You have to adapt. You have to adapt and overcome. That's what it is. And he goes, are you a professional or what? Like, are you about this shit or what? She goes, of course. Good. I need professionals. In other words, stop bitching and handle business. So I did like that. Okay. That was cool. That was a cool little scene. And she so far she hasn't been. I will say this, so far her speech, but again, this is limited. This is strategic shit that they put in these trailers. She hasn't been like overbearing or bitchy yet. Okay. But I like that part because he's kind of checking her. He's pressing her and he's like putting her. He's telling her what time it is. Oh shit, hold on, my headphones might die. Got my charger out of my backpack. Okay, so now you switch, and now you're playing as Lucia, okay? And the guy's like, you're driving and you're getting away, okay? That's cool. Again, I like seeing this because a big part of the original GTA, or all the GTAs, was the idea of being a getaway driver, right? Like, you're not only just doing robberies or missions, but you got to be good at driving. That's always been a key thing of, like, these cool getaway fantasy, okay? Hold on. And so now you get after this mission, okay? After you get out of this mission, you park into the parking structure, you pull out a Molotov, and you're gonna burn it, which makes sense. Burn the evidence, right? This is when I noticed, because she's wearing, again, she's doing a crime, and she's wearing a crop top hoodie, and she's wearing like leggings or sweatpants, and she has like a G-string pulled up. Bro, they show a picture. She has no ass, bro. Like, she has no ass. Do you know how many thick Latinas there are in fucking Miami and LA? Yeah, dude, she has no ass. She has no ass. She has no boobs. So that's kind of like, if you're gonna stick me with a character, specifically a Latina, make her curvy, make her interesting, make her something special. No, she's mid in the face and she has no fucking body. So that I noticed that because before people were like, oh man, there's jiggle physics and shit like that. It's gonna be good. No, it's not. It's not. It's disappointing. She looks disappointing. So you get in this van, and again, she's bitching and complaining. He's like, what do you want me to do? Fucking tell you, hey, Friday we're doing. He's like, what do you want me to do? Email you so you can put on your calendar Friday bank robbery. It's a pretty good idea. Of like, you don't need to know what we're doing. So again, You see mid Lucia get a little envelope. He pays the cash. He goes, "I'll let you guys know." And then the two of them are like, "Are we in his crew now?" And again, it's just like the way the way she's dressed is trashy but dumb. And it's just I don't know. I don't know. Just the aesthetic of like how they're dressed is really goofy. It's like not millennial, but like I don't know, dude. It's like hipster shit. It's like, and then so they do show you some. Now this is when we're already about a little bit over halfway into the trailer, and we're starting to see. So we saw that you can use like the not paddle boats, the power boats, where it has like the giant fan, for the bayou. Shows a bayou. Shows Jason playing basketball. Okay, so that's cool. There's scuba diving. The scuba diving looks sick. Okay, the scuba diving was in GTA 5. For whatever reason, they show you can lift weights, but they have fucking Lucia bench pressing. Retarded. And she's how much is she lifting? She's lifting 225s, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here. They have Lucia bench pressing. Okay, which is just dumb. Not Jason. Why would you not have Jason do it? See Jason like jumping in the water. You see Lucia, and there's like, what do you call it? There's wave runners or Sea-Doo racing, it looks like. Again, that was also in GTA 5. They're kayaking for some reason. Okay, so one quick second, because I just noticed this with the kayaking thing. It looks like you're on a date, because it's like the two of you. Again, if this kid, she doesn't look that great, dude. Maybe with mods, it'll be better, but, which, again, PC, it's not even going to come out for PC till like another year. But how many fucking side missions are going to be just you going on a date with a chick that's mid that you were forced to deal with? Does that make sense? Like, and I wonder if it's going to be like that's how you buff your reputation with her, because oftentimes in GTA 5 they had that where if you did certain shit with people, same with in GTA 4, their reputation would go higher and you'd unlock bonuses. So they'd give you favors, maybe send you a guy with in a truck that has like guns you can buy, or calling backup, that type of shit. If you did side activities, not missions, but activities with people, it would raise your reputation. Okay, so I just saw your fucking kayaking. Dude, again, in GTA 6, do you want to go on a kayaking date with some chick that you didn't pick? Now, if they would have made it so that Jason, when I first saw the cringe ass Bonnie and Clyde thing, if they make it so that you could have customized Lucia and could have customized Jason, and it would have been your Jason and your ideal girlfriend, would have made it way better. Still, it would have been dumb that you're stuck with your girlfriend, but at least it would have been yours. You could have, had the sliders, boob, ass slide, make it whatever you wanted. I think that would have been better. Okay, now we're seeing a thing. It's at nighttime, and Jason's pulling up to the strip club, saying what's up to one of his homies. Lucia goes with him to the strip club, which again is whatever. I don't know a lot of dudes who go to the fucking strip club with their girlfriend. So again, you can't even go to the strip club without her. And I don't know if that's a mission or if this chick is just always going to be with you, dude. And if it is, that's going to be cringe and gay. That's going to be cringe and gay. Okay, now we're in the strip club, so I paused it. There's a stripper and she's twerking. Dude, she has no ass. And what I mean by that is she has thighs, but there is no ass. There's no ass. I don't see. So in the original trailer, there was jiggle fizzes, and it looked like feminine. They nerfed it, bro. They do not. They nerfed it, man. They nerfed the females. Okay, so it did show something cool, which is like professional circuit racing. So like legit like race cars. That looks kind of cool. That I've always liked that in GTA. Is you gonna unlock custom cars. Again, they're showing off. Okay, so we've already seen about 3 or 4 different fucking. We've seen 3 or 4 different fucking store robberies. They show us another one. After showing, I don't know what the fuck that was. After showing a bunch of side activities, they show another fucking another robbery. Okay, she puts on the stupid fucking bandana. She has a giant ponytail. Totally can't tell it's a Latina chick. Now you see her. Hold on, let me go back. You see another scene. Oh, shit. It's hard to. Oh, I can do like that. 10 seconds at a time. You see another robbery where she's in a jewelry store and she's wearing leggings, bro, and she is skinny as shit. No appeal. She has 0 sex appeal. Okay, so I hope her personality is wonderful because it's gonna be cringe. And so again, they're robbing a jewelry store. doesn't make sense to me. Robin Jewelry Star, she's wearing again the midriff kind of hoodie and leggings, and Jason's wearing fucking camo shorts and a t-shirt. Why is he not wearing? What the fuck? It's like, you know what I just thought about? It's like they're two crackheads or two tweakers that do crime. You know, they're just wearing whatever and committing serious felonies. No planning or thought behind it. No planning or thought behind it to put on a disguise to get equipment. They're just like two tweakers out robbing a jewelry store. All right, now you're seeing a scene where I guess she robbed something by herself. Again, it's just she's wearing like I'm going to keep talking about this because aesthetic is very important for any theme or any world. It has to be believable, right? So like if you're building a medieval world, if the armor doesn't feel believable to the medieval world, it takes you out of it, right? So Lucia's like running out of a store. She has a duffel bag on her back. She's wearing a jersey and a pink bandana. Obviously it's matching, has to match. And she's got her little hair braided. This is like what fucking children think like GTA should be. This is like what teenagers think criminal shit should be. Like, this is what a teenage girl... I'm getting like a teenage girl thinks that this is like cute, you know? And again, Jason's on a street bike waiting for her to pick her up. And he's just got the half mask over his face. No fucking helmet. A fucking moto helmet. She could have walked... I think you do that in one of the GTA 5. She could have walked in with a moto helmet with a tinted visor. No one would see who she is. And he could have been wearing a matching helmet. People in the 80s, here's a little bit of history, criminal history. People in the 80s used to do hits like that, specifically in New York, and also foreigners. So like people in Italy and shit like that, they'd be on motorcycles, wear full face helmets because you can't see who they are. They would pull up next to somebody and just spray them down with a Mac 10. That was a big thing in the 80s for doing hits. Okay, so again, she like flips off the car. There's like a little tongue-in-cheek satire thing where she steals somebody's car and it ends up being a streamer who's like in the trunk. He's like, oh, it's the trunk challenge. And then there's like showing a mission where the streamer's in the trunk while you're driving from the cops, and you can see fake chat on the side. And he's like, guys, the cops are actually chasing us, you know? So, bleh. I guess, okay. Then they're showing more side activities. You and the chick. I always say you because in my head, you know, the main character is Jason. That your guys are hanging on the beach. Then it shows Lucia at a gun range, which is just cringe. Then you see Lucia with no ass, wearing shorts, riding a dirt bike. Dirt bike racing, which is cool. And then we have just them driving around at night or getting chased at night. And, okay, so it did show right here, towards the end, it did show that you're getting chased at night, that you can, just like in GTA 5, you can automatically switch between either character. So I believe Jason is driving, and then this is the person playing switches to Lucia, and she's, like, shooting out the back. Okay, so being able to switch would be cool, because if I can just play as Jason the whole time, it'll be better. Now they do show them apart. There is an instance where they're apart, and they're showing a scene. It's like an overlook of Vice City, and Lucia, wearing booty shorts with no ass, is jumping off, skydiving, base jumping off of a tower, right? Which is cool because I used to love doing that in San Andreas. So she's base jumping, she pulls her chute, and then you can instantly press a tab, and then you move over to Jason, who's like way on the other side of town. And he's chilling with his boy having a beer. All right, so that is cool. I do like that. Now, again, that could save the game. If I can just focus on playing as Jason, and outside of main story missions, don't have to play as her, or you don't force me to switch to her, that could save it, because just like in GTA 5, it was Trevor was my favorite character. The tweaker guy with like the tattoo that said "cut here" on the neck. The crazy dude. Michael, he was lame. I thought he was a little beta dude who's in like fucking therapy and his wife cheats on him. And then Franklin. And Franklin was, I always thought Franklin was like a watered down version of what CJ was, right? CJ was gangster. Franklin was kind of a bitch. He, you know, I liked his buddy Lamar. You know, I got Apache blood in me, nigga. Like, I have friends in LA growing up with that are just like Lamar from fucking GTA. The tattoos, how they look, how they talk, the whole kind of, they're good people, but they're kind of crazy, you know, the characters. I had homies. Lamar was more realistic to a LA gangster than Franklin was. Okay, so my favorite character who I love playing the most was Trevor, because Trevor was a real criminal. Trevor was about that shit. I love that. Franklin was okay, but I always felt like Franklin didn't have any balls. He just didn't have any balls. There was no like come up story for Franklin. For Trevor's like Trevor Phillips Industries, and he's like taking over airstrips and like getting rid of the cartel and selling meth. Like he was about it. I liked him. And Michael was like, it was like he was the expert, but he was a bitch too. Like he was just I didn't, you know, yeah. All right, so now we're seeing. And this is the last section of the trailer, okay? And there's actually a way hotter, kind of curvy, thick white girl in a nice dress. She's thicker than Lucia, okay? And that's important, dude. I'm sorry, it's just important. She's cute, she's pretty or whatever. She's dressed. You guys are now Jason and the girl. They're both dressed, and Lucia is both dressed in like business attire, like in suits. She's in like a pantsuit. And they're doing bodyguard work, okay? And it's for some kind of celebrity. And so the girl's like getting them champagne. They get on a private jet, okay? And this blonde chick, she's like the assistant slash whatever of this crazy eccentric billionaire, okay? He's gonna hug her. He's one of those weird guys who likes to hug. He hugs him. He seems like he's a bit of a character, and they get on the private. No, they're not on. He got off the private jet, and you guys are driving and bodyguarding this dude. Whoa, am I still okay? There we go. Okay, I should froze for a second. All right, so you're driving and you're going to some event. They show some more random NPC behavior of like party people. Oh, I didn't notice. I don't know how I didn't notice this before. They're showing street racing, and you have a Skyline. It looks like a legit R34 Skyline, and you're street racing, you know, kind of Need for Speed style. I didn't notice that before. So they're just showing nightlife. They're showing different clubs. So I guess you can street race at night. They're showing what the city looks like at night. And then it goes back to you're doing the bodyguard mission. You're getting out at this like hotel's nice resort, and you know, you two are taking, you know, watching out for this guy. That's cool. I didn't notice the whole street racing thing. That's kind of cool. That's very Need for Speed. Bring back Midnight Club. Midnight Club LA was the shit. It was made by Rockstar, and it was like GTA, but just focused on racing, street racing. It's fucking dope. Look it up. Look it up. Look up Midnight Club LA. You won't be disappointed. Amazingly cool. Okay, so let me just see if I can fast forward. Doing a bit of a long reaction. I hope you guys get some value from this. Let me know in the comments. I'll probably do, I know the embargo will be up, and I'll break it down again, what I was talking about. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys, just in case you haven't had time to see it, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of perspective and what to expect from this game that's going to be coming out in a couple months. So again, you're like in the elevator. You're in the security. They take your guns. And, you know, Jason, they go, oh, they took our guns, and Jason goes, good thing you're good with your hands. Again, there's some simping. I think Lucia's supposed to be like an MMA fighter, which is cringe and gay, or a cage fighter, which, again, so Miami is known for this guy, Kimbo Slice, and Jorge Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal, they both ended up fighting in the UFC, but back in the day, early 2000s, in Miami, drug dealers and shit used to gamble on bare-knuckle backyard fighting. And those, you know, Kimbo Slice, he's a legend. Go look it up. Black dude with a big ass beard. And Jorge Masvidal was like this Cuban dude. They both became famous from that. Ended up fighting professionally. Why the fuck wouldn't you have the tall ex-military guy be the cage fighter? Why would you make the mid skinny fucking Latina be the cage fighter or the bare knuckle fighter? That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. Nobody likes women's MMA. Also, that just. So he's just like glazing her. He's like, oh, thank God you're, you know, that's good. You're good with your hands. It's cringe again. Also, most capable guys that I know, guys who are ex-military, guys who are fighters, guys who are gangsters. None of their girlfriends are like that. They're all soft and sweet. They're all the opposite. Most guys in general, we're attracted to the opposite. So that also is kind of cringe and gay. All right, so he's like going to get this guy. He's doing coke upstairs with the rich guy that he's supposed to be protecting, and there's an older dude, maybe a billionaire or something, and he's like giving a speech, and all hell breaks loose because a bunch of dudes break in and they're like gonna kidnap him. So you somehow get a pistol. Let me go back. Jason gets a pistol, gets some more gunplay and cover mechanics. Looks decent. Again, if the game was just this, I think it would be cool. I think there is like a bullet time meter, it looked like. On the top left corner, there's like a purple bar and icon, I believe. Might be like, you know, like Deadeye and Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, then there's like weird thing with like, I guess you guys can text each other, and so you're getting pop-ups on the screen that shows a text. Jason does some like, what do you call it, Die Hard shit, where he sends a body down in a elevator and has like a grenade there as a distraction. You switch back to Lucia, and again, this is what I mean by they are forcing you to switch between these characters, and that's where I could see there being a problem and getting annoyed, because if I end up liking one character but I have to deal with her, that there was an Assassin's Creed like that, and I fucking hated it, where you had a sister and they forced you to play as a sister, and the sister had different move sets, and I didn't like her. So she gets wrecked. Okay, so there's a scene where a bodyguard, or one of these criminals coming to kidnap somebody, just grabs her and throws her, slams her head against the wall, and she's bleeding, right? And then throws her down the fucking stairs. Okay, down some metal stairs. She should be done. She should be fucking done. Now she is like barely getting up, or what? No. She should be fucking out for the count, dude. You get your head slammed against the wall and then thrown down stone stairs. So she's like barely getting up. Jason is like maneuvering. I think he's trying to save his client. And he's waiting for the right time. They see him. He starts sparking him. He's crouching. He's moving. The environmental stuff, like the breaking glass, the bullets affecting the environment, look cool. Okay, you can pick up people's weapons, it shows. So he picks up an AR. They do have that slow-mo thing from Red Dead, where if you get a headshot or a crit or whatever, it'll do like a cinematic sometimes. Yeah, there is okay, so there is bullet time, and the bullet time is more like Red Dead, where it shows you. Okay, so here's another scene, and this is what I mean by this is some woke cringe shit. She's getting strangled. I don't know why he's strangling her, why he didn't just kill her. If she was like knocked out, he could have just kept kicking her. But for whatever reason, it's like the typical fake self-defense thing of like a guy sitting on top of a chick choking her. That just never happened. And what does she do? She grabs her fucking her high heel and she puts it in the guy's eye. And that's just, again, that's just kind of some cringe feminist fantasy of like, that's just not gonna happen. Nobody, okay, I've trained MMA for like over 10 years. Nobody chokes you like this. That never fucking happens. No one's gonna strangle you like that. Specifically once you're on the ground, and I've been in a couple of quite a few street fights. So if you're on the ground, people usually just kick the shit out of you. No one gets down when you go down. Nobody gets on the ground and then chokes you or chokes you like this. People just stomp you out. So again, you know, who the fuck is making these decisions? She has no shoes on. She gets a suppressed pistol. And then here's another weird thing, which how would she survive? The guy she just stabbed in the eye, he pushes her into an empty fucking elevator. So obviously, probably she's gonna end up landing on him or some cringe shit. And so then they're just showing you the end up the last minute. They're just showing you different stuff. You're fishing. Okay, so there's actually a hot chick, and wow, there's actually a hot chick. There's a hot, like, alt goth chick with big tits and tattoos at the bar. Now, let me pause it really quick. Okay, she got huge tits, kind of alt girl with like the little choker thing. Why couldn't Lucia look like that? Right? Yeah. You got people just everywhere, just, you know, rednecks. You got people riding boats. People in a trap house. Car meet or something. You showing a guy that looks like a drug runner with an amphibious plane. And you got a fat buddy where you guys are like fishing and shit. And that's it. I think that's it. Is that it? Last thing? Yep, that's it. Okay, so that's my reaction, my initial reaction to the trailer. What I think is that I think the gameplay, the gunplay looks promising. It could be interesting. I think the Jason character could be, the Bonnie and Clyde relationship could be a major fucking problem. It's obvious that they copy and pasted shit from Red Dead Redemption. That could work out cool because Red Dead was a good game. But it seems like they're making an emphasis on, like I said, robbing gas stations, low-end shit, or that's just what they decided to showcase. I like that there is a variety of things. You can be a professional race car driver, dirt bike racer, you can street race with, you know, skylines and shit. There does seem to be a good variety with that, and I think that's cool. My only concern is that they're forcing you to play with this chick. If this chick, first of all, she's mid as fuck. If she's not really interesting or there's not really a good dynamic, it's going to get old really quick. And I don't like the missions I did see where it forces you to switch to her. I do not want that. I want player choice. If I want to play as Jason, let me do a whole playthrough as Jason. Then if I end up liking Lucia, I'll do another playthrough and I'll play mostly as Lucia. I think that'd be cool. You know, in GTA 5, when you would do major missions, it would just do a highlight and you could choose to switch to another character and get another perception of a mission, but you didn't have to. But there's a lot of like logical or thematic choices that don't make sense, and that concerns me. I have a feeling that this game is not going to be Grand Theft Auto like we know it. It's not going to be a crime game. I have a weird feeling. I had a quote somebody recently said, specifically from Sony, where the vast majority of games that come out now are fucking movie games, meaning it's a lot of it is on rails, and it's just the gameplay is secondary, and the story or like the CGI shit is the primary. And seeing how many cutscenes there were, just like even for that initial like bank robbery mission, that's concerning. Because again, if the characters aren't fucking awesome, it's going to get annoying. But also, the focus should be on detailed, interesting gameplay, right? But we don't know much. This is just, you know, the gameplay reveal as it is. The world looks interesting. It looks good. It looks decent looking. And yeah, we'll have to see. But a lot of mechanics right off the bat. And I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna call it. I think GTA 6 is gonna be a bit of like Starfield. I think it's gonna be, we have high expectations, but the actual execution of the fantasy is not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Like I said, they're robbing a fucking jewelry store in broad daylight, and she's wearing leggings, dude. She's wearing leggings, and the guy's wearing fucking cargo shorts and a t-shirt. And somebody's excuse will be like, "Oh, because it's hot outside." It's like, no, bitch, you're a murderer. You're that too, but you're a criminal, dude. Like, you plan, wear an outfit for the job. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out. Drop a like, please drop a comment. Let me know what you thought about this. I will do a follow-up reaction when the embargo lifts, so I can show footage of the trailer if you don't have a Netflix account or whatever. If you do, go check it out right now.